This is Pollsmoor, South Africa's most infamous prison. Some sarcastically call it the resort, and for many it is the final resort, an overcrowded cesspool to which criminals return repeatedly and from which some never depart. In Pollsmoor, hard time means precisely that. But we are going to show you another side of Pollsmoor, as a place that doesn't only contain South Africa's most hardcore offenders, but where creative rehabilitation is taking place through the power of television. It is yet another day at Pollsmoor, and as with all prisons, time inside is characterised by a rigid, monotonous routine. The offenders are woken around 6:30 a.m. Lockdown is at 2 p.m. Some even spend up to 23 hours a day in their cells. But today, Medium B section, which houses every category of offender, is buzzing with excitement over the announcement of a talent contest. In an environment where cameras are predictably prohibited, an NGO called Prison Broadcasting Network is producing television by offenders for offenders. With a cast literally of thousands and a captive audience, their latest project is called Jail Star, the prison version of Idols.
About 12 years ago, I got an invitation to go and visit a prison with the church I was going to at the time, and I expected to see all these hardened gangsters, you know, that we're so used to seeing on our TV sets. And I discovered just normal human beings, the hurting individuals and broken people, and I decided then that I wanted to help them.
A sound engineer and film industry veteran, Marius quit his job and decided to use his expertise for a radical form of rehabilitation, a radio broadcasting station.
All we had was a little CD Walkman and 20 CDs, and we packed it in a suitcase, a little briefcase, and we walked into the prison and we said we had to start the radio station. And they laughed at us. The warden sent us home.
But Marius was undeterred. Truth Radio was launched in a tiny office with a CD player hooked up to the intercom system.
Eventually we were very fortunate in that Correctional Services gave us an office, quite a large office. It's literally been bought piece by piece by piece.
You can see the sky.
Truth Radio provided offenders with training in all aspects of sound production and broadcasting, and some of the students returned as volunteer DJs after their release.
I have been here. I know what it's like. And while I was here, it wasn't the most pleasant place to be. But all of us have people on the outside at the very least looking out for us, wishing us well, hoping we'd get home.
When we train the guys, we are looking at taking a holistic approach to changing their lives for the better. It's not just about the skills. We try and get behind the actual issues that lie behind the crimes that they committed, and try and give them some spiritual input as well.
My name is Bonnie, and I was a presenter here at Truth Radio for 9 months. Sorry. For 9 months, that has been my everything. Found my God, found friends, I found colleagues.
When they come here, they come from various different backgrounds, and they've all got different issues. But when they leave here, they leave completely different people.
Yet despite reaching 7,500 offenders, today Truth Radio is silent.
The radio station had to stop broadcasting in October 2008 because the intercom system stopped working.
Hopefully the system will be repaired, but in the interim, Marius had another brainwave.
About 2 years ago or so, the Correctional Services started installing television networks into the prisons, and I really felt that this was the opportunity that we needed to take to get it going. And so I I took what little money we did have and I bought our first broadcast camera.
And New Day was launched, a television channel with programs produced by offenders for offenders.
What we've tried to achieve with New Day is giving them real stories about offenders in a really non-threatening way. If I was running a television training course on the outside, it would be far, far easier. The people come, they're committed for a year or whatever. Whereas here, we can lose people throughout the year. The type of people that we choose for our projects are very much people that want to change their lives.
Two of PBN's star students are Kwanele, who is serving a 5-year sentence, and Robert, who is in for 8 years.
Prison is not a good place. I wouldn't wish prison upon anybody. It's quite ironic that I had to come to prison so many times to come and really figure out who I am. What precipitated that awakening within myself was I felt a sense of belonging.
Wow, working with PBN has changed my life. I want to be a producer. I want to write the script, and I know that okay, it's a hard work to be there, but I'm telling myself that I can do it.
Robert and Kwanele have formed a powerful bond, obviously through trial and sometimes error.
The whole thing is collapsing. What is going to do? That's what we need. Well, you've no doubt.
Their training includes camera and sound, script writing, video editing and presenting.
And perhaps you have never had the opportunity to do before. Staying up and down like that.
And despite funding shortages, PBN has built an impressive infrastructure with the capacity to broadcast to 65 prisons.
What he's doing, it's amazing. It's amazing. And there's something totally new. You know, something new that you won't think will happen in a prison.
Some programs came and others go. Some are just a flash in the pan and then suddenly they just disappear. But Marius is one with determination, and he showed to all of us he will bite and keep on going.
But the brightest jewel in the PBN crown is Jail Star. The format is similar to Idols, with some obvious differences.
We utilize offenders and correctional officers and get them involved in the project together. They're calling one another colleagues and things like that. And I think it's really going to build relationships between them and make rehabilitation a lot easier.
Thank you. You need to show the style. Bling bling, bling bling.
The thing is, that's not, without music, I'm a good dancer, I do any dance.
Yeah, no, my comment is exactly the same as my colleagues here. You have to put the song alive, your beat and your rap and all that stuff.
When we return, Special Assignment teams up with PBN. Certain areas of Medium B could be mistaken for a wondrous art gallery. From floor-to-ceiling murals to designer prison uniforms, it appears to be a hub of creative healing.
The main aim of the Department of Correctional Services is to rehabilitate the offenders, to make them better citizens when they are out of prison.
Special Assignment requested permission from Correctional Services to volunteer at PBN and to explore the different forms of creative rehabilitation inside Medium B. Pollsmoor willingly opened the gates to us and our cameras.
It's not a holiday resort. Yeah, there are offenders here, and of course you will have your problems. But I think in general it's more open to the public, and the public knows more what's going on here, and that is good for us.
And whatever we had to teach PBN about television production, we emerged having learned just as much from them. This is a PBN production. It was filmed in this gym opposite the PBN offices, where daily battles of the bulges are constantly being fought. Hardly the stuff of prison break, but a great shooting opportunity nevertheless.
Okay, wait till the guy to begin again. Oh, so he starts.
We then visited Pollsmoor's famous bird project to learn more about the healing power of feathers and fur.
We are not on this earth like to destroy or cause harm or anything to our fellow man, but we got to take care of the kingdom, also the animal kingdom. And I was a very aggressive person and I was a very angry person when I came to prison. Outside, you rely on greed, anger, hate, but now here on the inside, I started fading. I'm at a stage where I've learned to forgive and move on.
The man who painted this exquisite wildlife mural is Wayne, a self-taught artist who only discovered his creative potential inside.
This has been the best thing that's ever happened to me, was coming to prison. It sounds stupid, but it changed my whole life. I found the Lord. This is a God-given talent, but I only started exercising in prison. I was not a very nice person before. I carry a lot of regret for what I've done, but not for being here. Cookies I found as a kitten in the kitchen, and I've raised her. She's been with me for my entire sentence. Really adorable little mate. So we're both waiting for parole.
Wayne's World also provided a suitable location for our cameraman to help Cornele improve his shooting skills.
You a little bit blind.
But it was during the script workshops that Cornele and Robert revealed their more vulnerable sides. The theme I had given them was, if you really knew me, you would know that. Their scripts were profound and honest, and we will make 2 great films out of them.
By that, it's like trying to dig deep and show the world who really am I.
When I tell the story, that although the hardships we face, it's not how many times we fall down, but how many times we get up.
This is my private domain, I feel. And when I do invite people in, they're almost uncomfortable because it's so everything seems to be so much in order. But that is just the way that I think that I've structured my life now. Most of my books, it's study books, it's non-fiction. I use it as reference because one day I might be, in the frame of mind doing economy. Another time it would maybe just be logistics and strategy. Another time it will just be philosophy. I thought at one stage, look, I'm just born to be bad and I have to accept that. But I was hiding away from myself, I wasn't quite, I hadn't come to terms with the person I am and the person I want to be. Emotionally, I was dead for a long time. There's one thing I've learned now during this time, it is patience. I'm looking at life now from a point of view where it's there for me to go and be whatever it is that I want to be.
Robert, as I used to hear about him and as I knew him, he was somebody who was involving himself in negative activities before he was drawn in by EPDN. But as for now, I think most of the offenders and some of the members that are working with him have got a positive outlook at him. Cornele has changed drastically. He was negative. There are a lot of things that were happening to him as a person, and there are a lot of things that were happening in prison that were not satisfying to him. But the moment he got involved with PBN, he is a very changed person. He's very positive.
Me and my friends wanted this life, this fast life of having things that we cannot afford, And I never saw it wrong, but it was just a temptation. It was a terrible thing for me because I ended up depressed. I thought I disappointed everyone first in my family. I have realized my wrongdoings, and I'm trying by all means to live up as a good person. For me, I have to realize that I was born of principles and values. Now I have to focus. Now that I am here, I have to change.
But it isn't always easy to maintain hope when most of what you have on the inside is time.
Every day the same. It's like yesterday and tomorrow is the same. A sense of time is lost so much that a week goes by and I think, where is the time going? I suppose you're wondering why I got an empty frame on my wall. It's actually because the pictures are all inside my mind. When I look at it, every time I see a brand new picture. So tomorrow morning when I wake up, it might just be a beautiful sunrise or a beach, you never know.
And the time out of shape would it be? Grass or bird or sky? Because time is all you've got, and inside it can't fly.
After the break, Stars Behind Bars.
Welcome to Jailstar 2009. We're coming to you from Pollsmoor Medium B, and from the noise outside we can hear that there's a lot of contestants that are waiting to come and show us what they can do.
PBN produced the entire 5-part series of Jailstar. The contest attracted crooners, rappers and rockers alike.
Excellent. Go for it as soon as you're ready. Let us have it.
There were beatboxers who even got the judges buzzing. There were movers, shakers and moonwalkers.
Okay. What song was going on in your head there? Michael Jackson.
It's no place. So if there were a problem, yo, outside we check out the hook while your DJ's performing. Ice, ice, baby. Dum 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 dum. Ice, ice, baby. Dum 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 dum.
There were rap songs with bite and without.
If I see you in the next round without your teeth, strictly disqualified.
Yes.
You know?
You just see one set at the bottom, nothing.
Before the world began,
And some clearly had potential, drawing silent appreciation from the judges.
When they approached me, I couldn't hesitate. I said, no, yes, I will be one of the judges. There is so a lot of talent. Although we didn't get the best talent at last because inmates were transferred to different regional areas and those kind of things.
I think that's the chances there. Yeah, definitely that's what you can see. They were quite slow.
Some clearly had voices to die for. While others had voices to die from.
If I was your girlfriend and you sing for me like that, I would have given you a gun and say, shoot me rather. Rather shoot me because I can't listen to you. I'm gonna die if I listen to this.
That's why it will never work. You left me suicidal, suicidal. Then you say it's over. Then
Is there something extraordinary that you're gonna do us today?
I'm just gonna sing a gospel song that I've learned.
Okay, you're gonna sing for us today.
hide behind the shadow, searching for freedom, was a young boy, an angel.
It looks like Dracula's teeth. Why is your teeth like that?
So uitgetrek op mijn sproot geweest, meneer.
Oh, it was rotten.
Yeah.
Okay, but you must put other teeth in. You're making me frightened with it.
Even if somebody came up there and he was a total flop, it was the fact that he could actually come and do that. You know, I could see the strength behind his character, and it actually was very motivating for me. This is a very dark place where there's a normal routine and people have to put these hard shells over themselves the whole time. And a competition like this, you know, people could show their fun side. One might be wearing brown uniform, the other might be wearing orange uniform, but at the end of the day we're all people inside those uniforms. And to sit on an equal level for the shooting of that show, it was great.
But prison's dark side eclipses the light. On the day that PBN was to broadcast the first episode of Jailstar, an offender stabbed a warden. Section B was locked down, so until Pollsmoor gets to watch the series, we will have to postpone revealing the winner of Jailstar. Creative rehabilitation has changed lives in Medium B. They are stars behind bars. But what happens when they return to a crime-weary society that shuns offenders, even rehabilitated ones?
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for your blessing.
The biggest problem that ex-offenders face when they release chair is obviously the stigmatization of not only companies in terms of employing them, but also sometimes their own families. We would like to establish an outside television production company that will employ some of our students that we train.
I want to be a producer. I want to go out into the industry, and I want not just to contribute, but I want to be creative, and I really think that is part of my calling.
I want this because I've suffered the whole past years of my life, and I think change can be this thing that I want.
Time is all you've got, and time stands still. To survive, you need a mask of iron will. But inside, separated from the rest of the human race, time is the mirror you must face.